Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In Southern Florida.
Oh, cool. We have here. I work at a campus. I'm a licensed locksmith, and I handle I farm out the doors, the automatic doors. We have Dor O Matic over here. Do you have any? I'm looking for a rebuilt operator, model number 84561-900. I was just wondering if you guys have rebuilt ones or know where maybe I can get them.
Yes to the former and us to the latter. Yeah, we can help you with those. We can either repair yours or we can do a rebuild, and it would operate as an exchange.
Oh, okay. Well, how much would that be, do a rebuild and operate as an exchange?
I actually don't know.
Pricing? I mean, we're tax exempt, of course.
Okay. I don't know the cost because it comes up as a quote only. So tell me your email. I'll get the cost and I'll send it to you.
Oh, sure, because I'm going to present this to my boss in the morning because I have a door that's out, and he's looking to save some money. We have usually a contractor come in, a door company, and they do it. But he's trying to handle this stuff ourselves. So, like, the easy stuff that I can do, just unplug an operator is easy. It's not like, putting in the whole, what they call the other piece with the arm. The
spindle?
The spindle, yeah, with the the gearbox and everything with the spring in it.
Yeah, I mean, this ain't going to be cheap at all, is the bottom line. And at a certain point, I think you're going to need to based on how many openings you have, based on the fact that you need a time machine to find this stuff. Something's going to have to be done to be forward-looking. You can buy an entire new high-energy, complete system to replace this for probably in the neighborhood of what a rebuilt controller is going to cost for this. But
really?
I'm going to get the quote and send it to you. But I think at that point you'll say, okay, we've got other options we need to look at.
Uh-huh. I got you. Well, maybe you could present me with some stuff and email it to me. I'd appreciate it, and I'll show my boss.
Yep.
I got about 5 or 6 years to retire here, so I want to go out with a bang. So I'm trying to make some overtime.
Hey, let's do it. How many openings do you have? 20? Great.
I got over 50 openings.
Yeah, good.
And we've been dealing with these guys. They're they're on. It's a business. It's like a little bit of a crooked business. I've been in retail. I'm a licensed locksmith. You go up to a medical lock, your boss goes, shh, just squirt the oil WD-40 in it, make believe you're doing something, and then walk away, and you get your service call. So these guys I see. I've been doing some of their work, and I see loose stake-ons, on the press wall switches, and they change a press wall switch, they walk away, and I got the same problem again. You think they crimp? They don't spend the time to crimp the stake-ons on the press wall switch. They're just changing it and running away.
So here's the upside. The upside is you're probably going to save, being a company man, you're going to save the company money. Here's the downside. Automatic doors are obligated to be inspected annually. You don't have to be ADAM certified to do it, but whoever inspected the door and certifies it, or at least inspects it and hands ownership, here's your inspection report, that person is part of the issue should Grandpa go through the door, fall down, and get hit in the head, because it happens. So that's the downside. By delegating it to somebody else, you insulate yourself, even though the owner is completely obligated to make that door fully operational and safely at all times. But, if you're doing it internally, you're also assuming that you're removing
that responsibility. So we could be liable, in other words?
Who
could be liable?
No what?
My company, because I work for a city organization. So it would be City University of New York would be liable. It wouldn't be the worker itself.
Well, I wouldn't think so, but at the end of the day, it's kind of shocking how many lawsuits there are when it comes to just automatic door lawsuits. Literally, it happens. All I'm saying is, you're 5 or 6 years away from retirement. Know the full story.
Right.
Maybe these service guys are, I'm from Chicago, so I get the routine. It's not at a New York level. Everyone's running a scam there, and I love it. If I could live anywhere but Naples, Florida, it would definitely be in New York. I love that place because of the energy. But everyone's got a side thing going. So
right. Well, my boss came in. He just took this position, and he's looking to save them money. And they're in CUNY's hurting for money right now. He's doing whatever he can to save money. And if he gives us a little overtime and he cuts out this other guy, he's saving money.
The fact of the matter is, replacing this controller is definitely more work and very low possibility that you're going to personally get it in above your head. You do have to set the controller so that all the operation of the door works, but this is analog, so it's all right there. So let's do this. Let's find out what it will cost, and if it is not more than a new operator, which is a lot more than just the controller is going to be, in the sense of the overall picture. The downside is in 5 or 10 years when we can't get these controllers anymore, at some point that corner has to be turned. Right. Because there's not a magical skid.
I don't know who this guy uses. His name is Dor Automation. He's in Oceanside, New York, Nassau County. I mean, not in Oceanside. He moved. I'm sorry. He's in Westbury now. And,
there's got to be a million.
We've been using them, for years, 15 years or better. And then, they've been all right, but they have their little stupidities, little games they play, Some guys, the old-timer guys, they're nice, they're honest. They'll even tell you what to do, But, I've seen some younger guys that just come here, they're like, la-di-da-da, and they put in the part and they run away.
That's been my experience with New York. I get in a cab with an old-timer, and I give him the address. He pulls right over. He's like, get out. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you're a block away. What do you want me to do, drive around the block for 5 minutes and then charge you?
Yeah. I know. Well, it is what it is. People don't want to do no extra courtesy today for a little, and then they expect a tip, too.
Actually, I'll take that a step further. If you don't tip them, you can guarantee your bag is going to be lost. You can guarantee they'll SHIT in your wall when they're putting your drywall up.
Right.
You can guarantee all of that. That's horrible. Yeah. That's awful.
I'm in the service business since I'm a teenager. My father had a restaurant, Italian-American luncheonette in Park Slope, Brooklyn, for 38 years. And we had McDonald's move next door to us before the RKO moved out. And Burger King opened around the corner, So we've seen our share of retardedness and ups and downs in the retail business. So it's not an easy business, So if you're ready, I'll give you my email address, sir. What's your name again?
Was the RKO a theater?
Yeah, there was an Avon.
Yeah, okay.
It was called the Avon, AVON. And if you Google Park Slope, 9th Street, between 4th and 5th Avenue. They still have the RKO up there with the old-fashioned 40s cars from 42, and they have Gone with the Wind in the letters, big black letters on the RKO they were playing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's a pretty nostalgic area I grew up in. You had the ink company. I forgot the name of it now. It was this ink company. It was 3 doors away from me. And if you look at the Munsters house with that railing around that little bird coop thing on the around rotunda, they have that ornate railing on the top of the rotunda. Very 1800s,
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at a picture of it.
Oh, you see it?
Did that building have that feature?
No, not the Avon Theater one, but down further. There was Higgins. It was called Higgins. I'm sorry. Higgins, Higgins, Higgins Ink Factory, if you could find a picture of that. But, I grew up on 9th Street between 4th. My grandfather owned the 2 buildings to the left of the Avon Theater. And one of them didn't even have a sign on it, and the other one was kind of blank. One was a barber shop, and the other one, I don't know what it was. But, my dad was unfortunately lost most of his left hand in a machine shop accident in the 50s, and he worked for a nice Jewish fruit store on the corner, and they said, Sonny, they were all into real estate. Sonny, tell your parents, buy those 2 houses. So one he bought for $1,500. They sold it for $350, and the other one they bought for $1,700. They sold it for $850.
Good for them. Good for them.
It was all split up between the family, and this was years and years ago. And then my father and uncle bought the lot in the back, 20 by 100, for $20,000 or $25,000, and they sold that for $600,000.
Wow, that's a 100-foot lot.
But this is the insight when you listen to people, especially people of Jewish religion and those smarter, more educated, wiser people. They know
Pragmatic.
what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my father kind of latched onto them, and he was fortunate. He
Learned a thing or
he didn't
two.
live the life of Riley, but he worked hard. He worked 18 hours a day for 40 years. And, one guy come in the store, "Oh, Sonny, you're rich. You got a house on the water." He bought the house on the water with his money from his left hand. So he says, "Hey, you're rich, you SOB." He took his fake hand off, and he showed the guy his real hand, what was left of it. The guy didn't know what the frig to say. He's like,
I
some people just
appreciated,
retarded and they don't think before they speak, they're just very insensitive, and they don't think before they talk. But life is what it's like. Life is not easy in any aspect,
I think it's only gotten harder. I mean, I feel like I work harder for
for less.
Well, I mean, anyway, if I decide to put it neutral, the whole train will stop, and that's just not an option. So here we go.
Yeah.
Keep it in gear.
Yeah.
So I'm going to find out what that controller is going to cost. I'm going to put it to you, and we're going to look at the other thing.
If you could do the right thing by us and give us a good, decent price, I think I could talk my boss into, buying them on a steady basis. Are they handed, those operators?
The control. I mean, once you get
controller.
It
I mean, what do they call it? The controller, right? The electronic
controller's
box?
not. The motor gearbox is not. I mean, you have to deploy it on the opening so that it's handed. There will be a couple of pieces.
They always tell me they're handed. I saw one of them said right hand, left hand. It had stickers on them. The actual one with the arm.
Yeah,
I thought those were handed.
Yeah, the controller that we're talking about is not. It'll handle either door.
Right. That's the plug. That's the electronic piece with all the harnesses sticking out of it.
Yes, sir.
That's correct. So, what is your name again?
Richard.
Richard. I'm sorry, Richard. My name is Peter. And Richard.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. If you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please click subscribe as well, and even share the video with someone that you know. And if you have any questions for a future video, please send them our way, and we will make every attempt to oblige. And thank you very much.